What's up, programmer? In this video, I am going to explain overloaded constructors in C++ programming. So what are overloaded constructors? Overloaded constructors is when you create multiple constructors for a class. Overloading constructors allows you to create objects of a class in many different ways depending on the arguments you use for each constructor. Now I am going to show you how to use overloaded constructors in C++ programming. To use overloaded constructors, we have to create a class first. For this example, I'm going to name this class called person, and the class variables that I'm going to have for the person class is going to be the person's name and the person's age. We can then create a default constructor that initializes the two variables to default values, and then we can create another constructor that will take values for the name and the age. So in this example, we just created two constructors for this class named person. The default constructor initializes the name and the age to the default values that we have specified. In this example, the name is going to be called first, last, and the age is going to be 0. And then the constructor with the parameters allows you to create a person object with the specific values for the name and age that you specified. When you create objects for the classes that you created, you can use each constructor depending on how you want to use it. For this example, in this line, we created a person object called first person using the default constructor. This will create the object with the name first, last, and the age to be set to 0. In the second line, we created a person object called second person using the constructor with the parameters. This will create the object with the name Steven and the age 25. Now, one of the main benefits of using overloaded constructors is that it allows you to create objects of a class in many different ways. For example, if you wanted to create a person object for the person class with just a name, you could add another constructor to the class. In this example, I created a third constructor where it will only take in the name as a parameter, and it will set the name variable to be equal to that value from the parameter, but it will not set the value for the age. So the default value that is going to be set for the age is going to be 0. Now we will create the person object that has a name only, just like this. In this line of code, we created a person object called third person using the third constructor that we just created. This will initialize the name to be Tyler and the age to be 0. This is a beginner's tutorial to overloaded constructors in C++ programming. This is easy syntax, and I hope you enjoyed the video.